Right, today we're doing the first oil change that we're doing on the CX5. There's several panels under here. I think this one might be to get to the radiator or something, like the radiator drain, maybe. No idea what that one's for, but I think the bigger one over the back is going to be for the oil drain and filter. In fact, I've seen a YouTube video that shows that. Right, so we have a couple of 8mm bolts, one here and one way over there, and a wonderful Christmas tree fastener right here that we've got to get out. Oh, is that another one? Or those?
It's two.
Are there multiple fasteners?
There's two.
Are they holding the panel on, or are they holding something else?
We'll find out.
Okay. So we'll pop, and then we'll see which ones you actually have to take out, and then we'll save them and get them back in. And do you want to pass me that screwdriver? So the trick for these is there's a little flap there, and you've got to get the screwdriver head under it, like that, and turn it and pop that thing down. And then the whole thing comes out. So save them, don't lose them. Okay, so we're going to pull this out. On the previous version vehicle there seemed to be clips or something holding it in, so we're going to give it a pull. Oh,
nope.
Nothing holding it in?
Nope.
Okay, so it's fine. And there's, up here is the oil filter.
Drain.
I have one of these cap wrenches I bought for a Toyota Corolla. It's a generic one, it's not the special one. And we discovered that it fits! Yay! So there's another tool I don't have to buy. Great. I love when I don't have to buy tools. So I've got to get this under the drain pan. It comes off pretty easy. Then it'll start dripping. So when we get the drain thing ready to go. Sorry about the lighting. Here we go. I'm going to let that drip for a bit. Center it on the hole. Okay, so there's the filter. I'm just going to clean this up a little bit because I just want to make sure there's no dirt on that face, rocks, anything. There usually isn't. And yep, looks good shape. Okay, so for the drain plug we got an 8mm Allen wrench. I'm going to try it with this short-handled one. Are we in? Yeah, we're in. Just make sure it's all the way in, and then crack. Yeah, nice and tight. The rest of it will come out by hand, which I'm going to do with just this. Okay, I need to pull the drain forward a bit. Make sure it lands in the oil pan. And the trick with these things is once you take the bolt out, you go upwards with it, and then you don't get it all over your hands. So it's going to come out now. Well, I still got it all over my hands. Okay, so we're going to top up the filter with the oil because it's a vertical filter, so you can fill it, and that helps save that empty space so the oil pump doesn't have to fill this first and then go into the passages. So it's a vital for a couple of seconds during the startup before it completely fills all the oil passages and stuff. It's supposed to help a bit, but nobody really knows. But this is Castrol Edge. It's Mazda recommends their own oil, which has a molybdenum disulfide content in it, which probably makes the oil really black. This one I don't think has the molybdenum disulfide in it. Well, I've not actually poured it out yet to see if it does. I always used to think that they put it in the past that it would get taken out by the filter. The molybdenum would get stuck in the filter and never go anywhere. But apparently they've changed the size of the molecule, so it will pass through the filter and circulate around the engine. So that's what they claim, but that stuff is $8 to $10 a quart, I think, something like that. And this is a lot cheaper, and it's going to run. We're going to run it 5,000 miles, so it should be good. Okay, so we're going to top it up. When you've got a full oil one, you want to go sideways with it. It just helps a bit. It's nice and clear. this one doesn't have molybdenum disulfide in it. So while you're filling this, you stick your finger in and then put some oil around this. This will get it nice and oiled right around the seal. This makes it much easier to get the oil filter off the next time. One time I did not do this, and oh my god, the difficulty getting that off. I had to stick screwdrivers through it and all kinds of stuff. Learn my lesson, always oil the ring. And make sure the other one actually came off the engine too. Very important. Right, so I'm just putting the sun plug back in. Should thread in nicely by hand easily. And then give it a little wipe off to get rid of the oil. Otherwise that starts smelling all over the place. You don't want that. Stinky old oil. Right, 25 foot-pounds. That's what I'm going to tighten this to. And I'm going to do it by feel as well, so if it feels like it's too much, I'll just back off a bit. That feels good, 25. If I was doing it by hand, that would be the amount I would do it. So 25, yeah, pretty good. Some plugs back in. Right, now I can move the drain pan out of the way because the other stuff's not dripping. It's nice and heavy. And we'll get the filter back on. Unfortunately, I kind of overfilled the filter, so I got it may drip. Right, so just bring it up. It's already got it oiled. Just hold it, turn it, screw it on. So it contacts the base. And then this one, it says 1 turn from this location. So we'll set up for 1 turn. Oh, stuff's missing. Okay, so the wrench has a little bit of lettering here that I'm using as a guide, so we'll get that on roughly. Oh, this one doesn't fit. Yay, because they put this nice coating on the bottom. My wrench no longer fits, so I will have to do it by hand. Goody, goody, goody.
There we go.
So there it is, just contacting. There's the word fram. So it's too big, so I'm going to turn it. It's quarter, half, 3/4. It's coming around, but you know what? It's not getting any tighter than that. That'll do. So that's just under. That's 3/4, 7/8 of a turn. And yeah, I don't want to do it any tighter than that. That's good. It won't come off. Okay, so the sump plug is in and torqued. I remember doing that. This is in, tight as I can get it. So it's not going to leak. And we'll do a quick wipe around to make sure there's no oil drips. And we're ready to fill.
Put the cover back on.
After we put the cover back on, good point. Because we've got to have all that aerodynamic efficiency now. So no more open bottoms of engines. So we're putting the plastic cover back on. There's a little edge here that folds up underneath the plastic and holds on. And then there's a little plastic clippy thing right here. It's going to snap into place over there, so it will hold it in place. So I'm pushing this edge in. Well, it nearly holds it in place. It doesn't though. Okay, and then we're going to put the snap fasteners in, which I've got over here somewhere. Okay, so I've got to hold it. That little snap thing isn't doing the job. So we're putting these back in, just push in the middle. Why is it not doing it? Okay, back and push, it's on. We've got a couple of 8mm. that go in. These screws, attached washers. And we're good. Just have to tighten those up a bit. There, now it's holding. Right, so we've taken the cover off to get better access to the dipstick and the fill port. And we noticed that it has these little bumpy things, so I'm going to put some white lithium grease on. Because in the future these things are going to get harder and harder to take off. And you want to get this stuff on now early. Then the plastic doesn't break later. So you want to make it easy. And I'm just putting a little light coating on of the bits that resist. So we're filling it up. We're on the ramp, so we can't actually do a proper measurement. So we're gonna stick about four quarts in, so it's almost the whole thing. And then we'll back it off the ramps, get it nice and level, and fill it up the rest of the way. But we need to get a fair amount in first to make sure that we don't starve the engine of oil when it starts up.